We've covered social media and why it can be a great tool for your marketing. But maybe you don't like social media and it just isn't for you. Well, that's fine because there are plenty of other channels that you can use for your marketing. I'm going to start with articles. Now, articles aren't a channel, they're content. But in order for your article to be seen and read, you will need to use channels. If you're great at writing and you can produce a high quality article, there are plenty of people who would willingly publish it on their own websites for you. This is great because then you have access to their audience and the people who are already visiting their website. And in return, they're getting a great piece of content, which is good for their brand. A good place to start is reaching out to organizations you may be members of. Many of them already have blogs and they're established enough that they will have quite a few people come in and read in their blogs. You can also reach out to websites that cover all sorts of different topics around mental health, charities, and even peers who may be active online. In order to do this, you'll need to reach out to people with an article that you've already written and say, hey, wrote this article, would love it if it could be published on your blog, what do you think? And just start the conversation going. But the great thing about this is that when you establish these relationships and you provide a couple of pieces of content for one of these websites or organizations, then the chances are they will take future content for you as well. Now, if you're planning on writing articles for your own blog or for a blog site like Medium, then you're going to have to really nail your SEO strategy. What is SEO? SEO is an acronym for search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is how search engines like Google categorize and rank whatever we put on the internet. Think about when you type in a search on Google and the kind of phrase you use in that search. The results that are higher up on that list of results from Google are going to be the ones that Google deems most relevant for the search that you typed in. Coming back again to thinking about your ideal client, what they're looking for, their problems, and the solutions that you offer, you will want to keep this in mind when you're writing an article. Include those key phrases. If somebody is searching for advice on how to build self-esteem and self-confidence, then make sure you include the phrase self-esteem or self-confidence in your article as much as possible. Also think about other ways they might ask those questions. They may not write how to improve my self-esteem. They may ask, how can I learn to be more confident? So think of other ways you can include that same phrase written in a slightly different way. Think about the kind of questions that your potential client might be asking. They are already looking for the information, and you're the qualified voice who can give them an answer. Now, when you're including keyword phrases and keywords in your article, make sure you do it naturally. Make sure that it flows in conversation and the article sounds good. If you are writing articles, there is another channel you can use, and that is email. Now, if you have an email database already, then that's great because you can start sending out a monthly or fortnightly newsletter with your article in it. Otherwise, you can also reach out to the same people that we spoke about before, membership organizations, websites that talk about mental health, and see if they will send out your article to their own email list. So that's articles covered. If you're making video content, it works in very much the same way. You can produce a video on a specific topic and ask other people if they will post it on their channel. This isn't going to work if it's one individual who's always producing content for their channel. If it's an organization or charity that frequently have different people posting content, then this could be a great option. So just do a little bit of research and look at the kind of content these companies and organizations are already posting. Another great option with email is to be a guest star on somebody's channel. If they do talk show type setup or interview or conversational kind of content, then you can ask if you could be a guest to talk about a specific topic that they want to cover and you have expertise in. Finally, we're going to cover podcasts. Podcasts continue to grow in popularity. About 19% of adults in the UK listen to podcasts. You can start off by being a guest on other people's podcasts, and there are loads that are based on psychology and mental health already. You can reach out to them, start a conversation, and see if you can appear as a guest on their podcast. Another option is to start your own podcast. Now, it can really take time to get people to listen to your podcast, and enough that you can really see that it's having a positive impact on your marketing. But a great way to start and give it that initial boost is to get other people to come on your podcast as a guest. So you could either reach out to others with a podcast already and ask to be a guest on theirs, or you can get guests to come on yours. The best people to start with are people whose name is well known. This comes down to relationship management. You need to build connections, start talking to people, start building those relationships, and then see how it develops from there. So those are some other channels aside from social media that you can use for your marketing. One last thing I would like to talk about is having a website. Now, you really need somewhere that your ideal client can come and check you out and learn a little bit more about you and the services you offer in order to help them make that decision about whether they want to book a session with you. One of the best and easiest ways to do this is to have a website. Now, Maria has done a whole other module on this that I'm sure you've already seen, and if not, you can go and check it out. But websites are easy to build. In the same way you thought about SEO with your articles, make sure you include that also in your website. Think about what people are searching for when they arrive at your page, and especially think about what your ideal client may be looking for. Most people will want to check you out, read a little bit about you, and get a sense of who you are and your personality to see if you may be the right fit for them. So make sure you are presenting yourself through your website in a way that demonstrates what a client may experience in your session. And this is a good way for you to find the right fit client for you